Welcome back to History's Heroes Heard. One of the core beliefs the United States was founded on is religious freedom. The First Amendment of the Bill of Rights acknowledges the right of men to believe and act in accord with their understanding of ultimate truth. But what happens when religious beliefs conflict with the need to defend your country? What is more important, religious freedom or national defense? Today we are delving into the impact of conscientious objectors in the United States, specifically in World War I and World War II. Conscientious objectors are individuals that refuse to fight in war due to moral or religious reasons. The earliest record of conscientious objections goes back to the first mandatory conscription in the United States. During the Civil War, a man could opt out of conscription by providing a substitute or paying a fee. This practice was banned during World War I, as it was seen as being a way for the wealthy to avoid the draft. World War I was a tumultuous time, marked by patriotic fervor and a call to arms. The world was at war, and Americans were called on to help. When the U.S. entered the war, the Selective Service Act of 1917 authorized mandatory conscription. The penalty for not fulfilling your conscription included incarceration. With this act, the practice of substitution was banned, and there was no means provided for a man to get out of conscription. This was also a period when many Americans grappled with their conscience, questioning the morality of war. This led to a unique and challenging situation: conscientious objection, men that refused to fight due to moral objections. Some of the most vocal conscientious objectors in the United States during World War I were members of the historic peace churches, including Quakers, Mennonites, and Brethren. These groups all held deep-seated religious beliefs against war and violence. Conscientious objectors faced immense pressure from society, their communities, and even their own families. They were often labeled as unpatriotic or disloyal, and had to endure public scrutiny and hostility. Not to mention they risked incarceration in the early stages of the war. But these men stood by their beliefs, and their actions had a profound effect on American society. Conscientious objectors who resisted conscription, with support from organizations like the American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, challenged their treatment in the courts. These legal battles contributed to the evolving recognition of religious freedom and conscientious objector rights. In May 1918, an amendment to the Selective Service Act was passed, and conscientious objectors in the U.S. were officially recognized. They were offered the option to perform non-combatant military service or engage in civilian public service projects, such as forestry and agriculture. This practice has continued to the modern day. This opened the path for around 16,000 conscientious objectors in World War I and almost 60,000 in World War II. One of these men in World War II was Desmond. Desmond objected to combat, but was willing to serve in a non-combat role as a medic. He ended up serving as a combat medic for an infantry company. He served his country honorably and was known as the hero of the Battle of Okinawa, when he saved an estimated 75 men from enemy fire. He received a Medal of Honor for his service and valor. His service was the subject of the award-winning film Hacksaw Ridge. If conscientious objection had not been facilitated during World War II, great men like Desmond would not have been able to contribute to the war effort. The legacy of conscientious objectors in the United States is profound. Their principled stance and their struggles for recognition help shape the legal recognition of conscientious objection in future conflicts, as well as religious freedom in general. They remind us that even in times of great pressure, individuals can stand up for their beliefs and leave a lasting mark on society. This has been History's Heroes Heard. If you found this historical exploration enlightening, please like and subscribe. Share it with fellow history buffs. And don't forget to leave your comments below with your thoughts and suggestions for future topics.